Hey everyone, welcome to Berries and Blades. My name is Easy to Remember, and it's Wednesday night. It's the first time we're going to be playing D&D in a while, at least on stream. We have played a few games off of stream in the meantime, but it's the first time coming back to stream. Excited to be here tonight. My name is Willie, and I'm the DM for our adventures in Wildemount.
Hey everyone, I'm Meg, and I play Vorzana, who is a warlock.
Hey everyone, my name's Tyler, and I play Alan Thor Suncrest, who is a Dragonborn Paladin. I think that one.
Hi, I'm Jack, and on this National Hug Day, I will be playing the half-elf bard Ramian Dice.
National Hug Day.
Apparently,
I'm Barbara, and I'm playing Lispel Crescendeer, the Pallet Elf Wizard.
Nice, thanks. It's been a while since we've done that. Hard to remember how that goes. We're not going to be here long for today because we were doing a bunch of technical things before this to get ready, so it's later than we'd normally start. We appreciate you being here. Shamari, I see you. Thank you for stopping by. We're just going to get into our game, I think, to figure out how this goes when we play on stream. And yeah, for anyone who's joining us for the first time, I'll give the quickest recap that I can. Large overview is we're playing in Exandria, which is the same world that Critical Role plays in, because I really like the lore there. But our story is pretty disconnected from all of that. And we just, our adventurers are on their own exploration of Wildemount, which is the continent that they are on. They all met a long time ago in a city called Charis, where they heard about some magical fruit that was being used to sort of being lauded over that village of Charis to heal people there, but also there was rumors of a poison apple that seemed to be making its way in the region. This led them to go to a place called the Sunless Citadel, where they found an encampment of kobolds and hobgoblins and goblins, and more importantly, a druid there named named Belloc, who was sort of holding all those people in captivity in some sort of way. At least was like the leader of some group there who was urging them to deliver this apple to that city and nearby surrounding cities for some unknown reasons. I don't remember what y'all remember about that, like why he was doing it, but he seemed to be trying to make more children of Gothias, this tree that was there in the Sunless Citadel. Ultimately, this led to something much larger, which was somehow Gothias and maybe has ties to a dragon cult, which Al had a lot to say about. And it's started this whole adventure where we're looking for some knowledge of a dragon named Ashardalon. It's led them all over Wildemount to a couple of different cities, meeting with some of the Dwendalian Empire outside of where they're from. And I don't know, that's the shortest version I can tell you, that they've now found themselves in the city of Zadash looking for information on something called the Nightfang Spire, which is somehow tied to this dragon cult and Ashardalon, and they're not quite sure of those connections. They basically just ended 2 weeks of travel on the road in Zadash, met their old friend Urki, who they met in the Sunless Citadel, who works for the Cobalt Soul, who gave them some information from books that they have in the archives. Vorzana right now, I can tell, is thinking about how we learned something last week that she might have known of a location that could be the Nightfang Spire. I think it's more correct, honestly, if we retcon some of that like you started talking about a really desolate place that is supposedly haunted, but no one really goes there. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere towards the east of Wildemount. And you've just heard really bad rumors about the place, but you talking about that led Erky to come up with the name of a place called Gorvelis, which is a spire in of itself, but clearly has another name, another nickname as well. I think it's called the Shadow something. I forgot off the top of my head, but it would never register that could be a possible location for Nightfang Spire. But it's just something that Erky has suggested. It may or may not be the place. But after a quick conversation with Erky, you set about Zadash looking for stuff to buy on it. So we had a shopping episode the last time off stream, where they met Pumat Sol, and Al bargained to get a $24,000 gold sword, selling a bunch of stuff that they've gotten on their adventures throughout the last month of travel. And ultimately only had to pay like 1,000 gold or 1,500 gold or something like that for this sword that's like a very rare weapon. Only to realize that Al can't dual wield longswords at the moment, and he has another cool sword that he doesn't want to get rid of called the Last Quip. So Ramian, I think you're currently now in possession of that sword.
Just holding it.
Yeah, and Lisbel is just purchased a couple of scrolls from this enchanter.
Just the one.
Okay.
Arcane Lock, almost as cool as a Vorpal Sword.
And is that something that you can write down in your spell book to learn, or is it still a couple levels off? I don't remember.
Yes, that is. I can learn it. That's Lispel's very exciting plans for the evening. Is copying that scroll into her spell book.
Okay, and you've just all left the invulnerable vagrant where Pumat Sol was. So what's next?
Still want to go to the smith because I'm always in search of a better armor. If y'all don't mind a little bit more shopping.
By all
Are you
means.
going to buy armor, or are you going to, what's the word? Commission armor with your dragon skins?
I think that's what I would want to do before buying something, but we'll see what prices come down to and all that.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough to make your way over to let me get you some music. Should be some music now for you and for stream, I think. It's easy enough to make your way over to the Pinta Market Square. Like, you're in the Pinta Market Square now, but across there you can hear the sound of the hammers clanking at the forge, at the smith nearby. You were told on your way into town by someone named Jan, who was driving out their cart, that you should check out Sparkhammer Smithing and ask for Yannick there. So yeah, you can just head over. Walking up from where you're at, you can see that there's like various pieces of armor and weapons on display, like through the window. There's a outdoor area where there's clearly the forge where someone was previously working just a few minutes ago because you heard it. But now looking in, that person seemingly is inside, or the smith is either inside or no longer present. But you can do whatever you need to do.
I say, hello, is there a Yannick here?
And a person, this halfling man from like at the counter turns around, clearly been working, they're sweating, their skin is this deeply tanned red color, seems like they spend a lot of time out there near the forge. Short black hair, very muscular, stout looking halfling. Turns around, still in his leather apron and working gloves. It's great to meet you. I didn't hear you come in.
Oh yeah, sorry. we were just into town. We met someone by the name of Jan on our way here who recommended coming to visit you, looking for some armor.
Oh, you ran into Jan, did you? Yeah, I'm glad
Yes,
she
good fellow.
glad she pointed you in this direction. We have all kinds of things. There's plenty of things. If you'd like to just take a look around, and if you
Do you do any? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. My apologies. Do you do any custom work?
I can do custom work. Yeah.
Okay, because I have all these dragon scales, and we were thinking it would be pretty
Dragon
big.
scales.
Yeah.
I've not really had the pleasure of working with dragon scales, but I can do it. I definitely can. I maybe that wasn't the best lead in. I have practiced with dragon scales, but never like full. No one said, I have dragon scales. Here's a bunch of dragon scales to work with. That's exciting.
Insight
I
check.
mean-
Sure. Yeah. Roll for me. I don't have dice. I need dice.
Wow.
Nat 20 for 23.
It's the truth.
Yeah, they really truly are excited, and immediately regretted saying that. But like they are excited that they could be working with dragon scales, and it does seem like, looking around the room, there's some intricate work here. Like there are things that are just very plain and simple, straightforward. Here's a long sword, here's a great axe, but then there are some pieces in here that have really finely detailed bits to them, that like the hilt just looks beautiful on this blade that's made for hurting things. Like you can tell that this person knows what they're doing. Like they take pride in the work.
Okay. How much do you think it would be to construct something out of all of these? And I whip out what I have.
Yeah, yeah. I looked at Al's sheet, and I think it's actually in the handy haversack. So Al, I assume you're also gonna show what you have on you, unless you're not.
I'm gonna keep my scales. No, I'm gonna keep my scales with me.
Okay. I don't.
Give me my cut.
Wait, do you have? Oh, do I have all the scales?
I think you put them in the handy
guess so.
haversack just because they are big and bulky, and you needed place for them.
Whatever you have, just double it, because that'll be my share.
Oh, okay, that's how that works.
Yeah.
I think you
Say
split that in
sounds
half.
right to me.
I think you
that
split
sounds
that
right
in
to
half
me.
because I think you have 100 pounds of dragon scales.
Sure do. What kind of things can you make with this?
Like a ring.
He's taken aback for a moment as hundreds of pounds of dragon scales are falling out.
We've been
Of
on
this
quite
bag.
a journey.
And just to be clear,
I
these are all the black dragon scales, right?
No, this is black, white. That one random half dragon thing we found.
What color was that? Blue?
It was like had like 3 different color heads.
Or was that the milk dragon? Wait, no, that was how you made the milk dragon. Never mind.
Oh, you had the milk dragon.
Yeah.
That was an illusion.
Okay. We've killed the black one. We killed the white one. That was a tiny baby one, but I definitely pulled the scales off, so I don't think there's a lot of those ones.
I think you had like 2 pounds or something of that. I did look at it and I don't remember.
It's mostly black. And then there's also that one that we found that had like 3 heads. There was like 2-headed dragon.
Oh
Like a
yeah.
wyvern thing. Landed
Is
in
it
a
a
field and everyone was
chimera?
like, we should be careful. And I was like, nah, we're fighting that thing.
Yeah, there was a chimera that you killed, and you, off the head that was a dragon, you took some scales from that as well.
I don't know what color that was.
We say
let's say it's
purple just because that goes with my whole thing.
Sure.
sure, but there's not a lot of them.
No, it's a lot of black dragon scales.
Like a patch of purple.
Yeah.
That's Ramian's thing. He's got some purple.
I like how this dragon scales for the white ones just says 2 for the quantity. It's like, well, I don't.
I think I originally took like 1 scale of each one for myself, just like keep personally with their tooth. I
Mhm.
was making a tooth necklace,
But then I took the same.
but then we
So
just started taking a ton for the
Yeah.
black one.
Of the black one, you
Right.
have the most. It's like 100 pounds of scales.
Can you make a bunch of suit armors with this?
Yeah. Ooh, matching armor.
Like, ooh, we can just be like all black and shiny.
With a little bit of purple.
He's
Little
looking
bit
it
of
over,
and some
and
white. Speckled in there.
it's like I could do that. I might need a day or two to square some things away. Well, okay, so
You do this in a day.
armor of sorry. Armor of this sort is going to take me some time. For sure.
Define time.
Yeah.
We're not sure how long we'll be in town.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go teleport and fight another dragon. So, this dragon's got undead dragons things with it.
Yeah, we
so
might have other dragons.
We might
ones
have
as
other
well.
dragon skills. Do we want to wait till we get the red dragon skills?
No, because we don't know what color it's going to be.
It's red. We know
Oh,
because there was a bunch of pictures of it. Remember? Yeah. See, and I opened my dragon book to
Red.
the page and say, "Look, it's red dragon."
Black and white. That does
We still
sound
got
kind of
lots
fun.
of dragons on the hit list to hit. So
Well, I tell you what, we do one. That could be mine. You could use my share. Do one. If it looks good, then
we'll do two.
yeah, and we'll see what kind of quality work Yannick can do if it's because he's not gonna make two at the same time. That'd be
It's gonna take some time because dragon scales are magical in nature. If I'm spending all my time on this, I could maybe get it done in like 2 weeks, maybe.
Well, what happens if you make two? How much dragon skills do you need to do that?
I could probably cover that with. Hold on, I'm doing math that I started doing earlier, and I should have
Dragon
finished.
scale. They said we wouldn't use that again in school, but
While
we showed
Yannick's
them.
doing math, didn't we talk about going and doing that thing for the Cobalt Soul that was going to take like a week to get there? Would
Yeah.
that work out? Take a week, do the thing, come back?
Are they
Yeah.
gonna teleport us though?
I hope
No,
we
Not
don't.
for that
was-
one. This was like the do a deed,
Oh,
maybe
right.
get free stuff for Lisbel.
Okay. Yeah.
Going to the Eglin Quarry.
That's right. So that could work out timing wise.
I feel like we'll be here for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Well, what about the dragon?
After they find somebody who can take us there, which is supposed
Oh,
to
that's
take
right.
time.
That's right. They
And
need to
then
find
in
someone
the
that can take us there.
Meantime, they gave us some chores to do in this quarry.
That's right. I apologize.
This is
That's okay. You're just very dragon focused.
This is a lot of scales. I could probably do it with about 40 pounds. I could do like a set of dragon scale armor for like 40 pounds of this. And that's quite a bit of money, to be honest with you.
How much?
You can see that they're hesitant to answer this question.
We're supplying the materials and giving you a
Mhm.
chance to work with something that you've been clearly dying to work with.
They rolled poorly, so they're gonna hide this very, very poorly on their face. You're right. I like that you are giving me the materials. The work and the effort is going to take some time, like I said. I do have other projects I'm needed on, so I can't spend all of my time on it, but these are dragon scales. I would say that honestly, like, this... It's going to take about 40 pounds of dragon scales, and that's about 5,000 or 6,000 gold worth of dragon scales.
Ooh.
Wait. What?
Wait.
We're supplying.
Yeah, I'm... Honestly, this is a lot all at once. I
We
think
can
I'd
come
be
back,
I think I'd be willing to do
chop
it
around a little bit.
if we could just make a straight trade. If you give me 50 pounds of dragon scales, I'll make the armor for you for free. And so I'm basically use 40 pounds of the supply myself and keeping 10 for myself.
Oh.
Oh. I mean, that works for me and my share because we heft it. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Jack froze. You all.
That is it.
Okay.
No, oh no!
It's okay.
You froze in a good position though.
Yeah, I'm
so.
very happy.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
can still hear me. I'm hesitant to leave because I don't want to screw up the stream or whatever.
No, you can
Or-
leave and come right back. It'll be fine. Just turn it off.
or turn off my camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And
Go ahead and do it.
turn off. Oh, no. And
Yep. Okay. You're good.
is it all messed up?
No, it's good.
Sweet.
Um,
Okay.
Ramian, would you know if that's a good exchange rate from all of your merchant days, trader days? Like, is that actually a good deal?
Would I know that?
What would be just an intelligence roll for me? Intelligence or history, whichever is higher for you.
Let's see. History, no. Intelligence. Oh, okay. Also no. Let's go history. That is not good. It's a 7.
When I rolled earlier, they rolled really poorly. It was a 3.
Oh, sweet.
Their mannerisms during this whole conversation have like made you a little hesitant to say yes to this.
Mhm.
So you don't know exactly how this might be a bad decision for you, like how this might be in his favor, but you do know that it doesn't seem right. You just don't know exactly how not right it is.
Okay. I start scooping up or giving Al back some of the scales, and let me see. It's a bit much to commit, and then I don't know about. This
we
might
just-
just be in my nature, but I don't really like to.
What if we just did an
Wait,
even
wait.
trade? You just give me the 40 pounds of dragon scales and I'll work with them and I'll give you a set of armor. You're gonna lose some in the process, but you're gonna have a decent set of armor. I promise you that is the best deal that I can do for you. It's still gonna take me 2 weeks because I can't really set aside other projects, but
Wait, how do you get paid in that? Just experience?
it's a little bit of experience. There will be some raw pieces left over, pointing to some of the things that are still on the ground. Like that's not even a full, like that's part of your 40 pounds, but I can't even really work with that scale on a piece of armor for you. I could do something else with it possibly, but it's not going to be that piece pointing to this very specific piece on the ground. That's not a piece of armor.
Yeah, do like a 40 for 40 deal, or however you'd call it. Huddle up real quick. Hey guys, what do y'all think?
Give me some sketchy vibes.
Sketchy?
I don't like this guy.
I don't know. 40,
Sure.
maybe 40 pounds is too many. Like, how many is 40 pounds? I don't know.
Yeah, how much does your armor weigh that you already have?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I know it's not 40 pounds.
What are you wearing? I can look it up real fast.
Something very simple. Studded leather. Oh, no. Studded leather. 13 pounds. And I'm already carrying 357 pounds on me, so I don't know.
He just seemed very eager. Like,
Seems
very
eager. But also, I understand, you get some dragon scales. It's got to be fun to try something new. I've been there. I like the look of his stuff. Should we bring a scale to see how much of the 40 pounds he ends up using? Or any other bargains do you think we can get out of this?
Well, I mean, It's basically free, except for the part where we don't know how much is actually needed. And I don't know who else we would ask besides a smith.
I say, doesn't Erky have friends that could probably tell us things? Like, hey, Erky, I have a bunch of dragon scales. How much do I need to make a cool suit of armor? And he's like, I don't know, 10 pounds? I'm like, well, that guy sucks.
That's how
Did you cast sending, Lisbo? Could you ask him real fast?
Oh, I could.
Good
Yeah.
idea. Do we know any
Okay.
other smiths on speed dial?
I mean, we just met the one in Asarius who we had this kind of conversation with and then decided we were going to be leaving gone for too long for them to actually commission the armor. But they were willing to do it.
What about that guy with all his brothers we just met?
Oh, Pumat Soul?
Yeah, why don't I ask him? Be like, how much is dragon skull? He seemed like he knew magic stuff.
I thought he did like enchanting stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. Never mind.
I will cast sending to the smith in Asarius, who was also willing to make dragon scale armor. And I will say, hi, I don't know if you remember, but my friend Ramian was thinking of commissioning dragon scale armor. How many pounds of scales is needed?
First,
Does that just appear in his head? 'Cause
yeah,
that's so creepy.
yeah. He just hears a voice in his head, or her. This was a her, right? This is talking about Sarius. Okay.
She's like making dinner.
Yeah. How far away are you right now? It is getting close to dinner time over there. It's not too much further
Yeah,
away. It's a few
It's
hours
not like
ahead.
the other side of the world.
It's just a few hours ahead.
So it's like, Jesus Christ.
She, after a brief pause, you hear, I could probably do that with about 25 pounds. It's a little bit of leather work and scales, so it's not just the dragon scales alone, but probably like 25 pounds for someone of your size.
Incredible. Okay, I can't respond unless I cast sending again.
I will say, while y'all been sitting here huddling up and talking, they failed a perception check to hear most of your conversation, but they did hear you mention Pumat Soul's name towards the end of the conversation you were having. I'm like, oh, you met the Pumats. I'm actually, if I'm going to be working with this, I will be working with Pumat, so that's part of the exchange here. Is I'm going to need to talk to them because, like I said, dragon scales are, in fact, magical, and I'll need to make sure that I don't do anything to ruin its magical properties. But
Lisbo will whisper to Ramian, but whisper kind of loudly, be like, the smiths we talked to in the last city can do it with only 25 pounds.
And then Ramian more audibly says, 25 pounds? Really? Huh. And start. Yannick, I love your shop. Seems like a great shop. We have another offer for 25 pounds. Can you match that?
make
I'll give you
a
I'll give you
persuasion
20
check for me.
Sure. Okay. And Yannick isn't a dwarf, is he?
No, halfling.
Ooh, I had a 2, but I still got a 12. Okay.
This was honestly
the dice.
this was only a 10. It's not it's not going to completely convince them, but they will say, I mean, I can go as low as 30 pounds. For 30 pounds, I'll do the work for you, but it is going to take the 2 weeks. I can't really cut anything off that, and I will. Like I said, it's not something I'm going to work on alone, so it's not just my schedule. It's other schedules, and a lot of the work that gets done in this city, I'm not sure if you know, but it's very important work, and I would set it aside for you if I could, but I can't. We do a lot of stuff for the Red Brand and the Dwendalian Empire. Like, we're sort of responsible for outfitting soldiers and the like.
You said 30?
30 would be okay.
Can I check insight on how genuine that offer is?
You don't
Or
even
whatever.
need to. You can
Cool.
tell that this is they're a little upset by this, but they're not mad. It's just it kind of sucks for them, and you can read
Okay.
that on them. But they're willing to do it.
Okay. Yannick, my good fellow, I will give you 31, and I want it to shine. I want this to be spectacular. And if it's good, you know what? We have another gentleman here who would also like some. So, I mean, do your best, and we'll come back for more. We're going to go get some more scales right now or later. Deal?
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot, but absolutely, I think this is great. I'll do it, and it will shine. This
Make
will
it
be
look-
the best set of armor that you could possibly have. I promise I'll
my
put
name-
everything that I can into it.
Cool. I'm a bard. If you want to throw something that in there, maybe like a microphone or no. I mean, what do they have? What do I have? A lute. Do I have a lute? What's the thing I play? A lyre.
You have
I have a lyre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw some of that in there. My name's Ramian Dice. If you want to put an R and a D somewhere on there, just make it look spectacular.
They turn around, grab a notepad, and are starting to take notes, and they're like, absolutely.
Let's see, what else do I want? Oh, I ride a broom. It needs to be broom heavy. I mean, not broom heavy. It needs to be broom friendly. Yeah. Do y'all want anything? Wish we had a name for our group because I'd totally put something on there.
How about the sight spears?
What?
It's like sightseers, except we kill things.
Oh. No, you don't need to put that on there. Yeah, no, just I love the look of everything in the shop. Give it that good flair. Get your own stuff in so that when people ask, I'll be like, I got this from Yannick at this place. Forgot what it's called. I know it has a cool name, Spark Hammer, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, put the spark in there, hammer it out. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. I'll do this, and then I'm going to do yours, and like pointing it out. I'll do yours, but I will say yours is going to be a little bit more costly. You are larger than Ramian, I would say. So we're going to need a little more coverage on you.
Did you call him fat? Joking. I'm trying to lighten the mood.
No, not at all. Not looks very like and they're hesitant to say anything else, but like I promise I will do this for you. And they're gonna start moving the hefty amount of scales to the back of the shop.
I give the 31 of my share of black, white, and a little bit of purple.
Okay. There's very little purple, but it's there. All right.
Cool. Anything else in here y'all want to look at?
I think I'm all set.
Okay.
Raymond's very excited. He's finally getting some armor.
Thank you for your business, and I'll see you all again 2 weeks, and I'll let you. Are you staying around here? Will you? Is there some way that I can reach you, or some place I could reach you potentially, if it's done sooner?
You could leave a message for us at the Cobalt Archive.
Oh. So we got some learned people here today.
Yes, every single one of us.
It's
We're
good
all
to know.
learned.
Well, then I will.
Look.
Who should I? I'll just reach out for Ramian at the Cobalt Soul Archives if it's done early. Okay. I hope you have
Good doing biz with you.
Yeah, same. You have a good rest of your day. And he begins moving the rest of the supplies because that's a lot. And you're welcome to leave. Where are you going? What are you doing or discussing on your way?
What time is it?
In game or in real life?
In game.
In game, it is like, I think it's probably like 3 or 4 in the afternoon at this point. Because you got into town early, went to the Cobalt Soul and were there for a few hours. Went to Pumat Soul and then here. Like, it's like 1-ish, 2-ish maybe.
Do we still want to go to the leaky tap?
Definitely.
Okay. You walk back sort of towards the city entrance where you first got here. You see a familiar face nearby as you're walking, and they're engaged in a conversation with someone else. Clearly there's this person who is trying to do their tour guide work, trying to sell themselves to be a guide around town, and you see them as you walk by. They're clearly always hustling, trying to like get some business. You keep walking. You get to the leaky tap. And I mentioned this before, but you see a very simple tavern in front of you that's 3 stories tall, but like the outside looks very plain. It's charming, as most things are in this district where you are. I guess we don't need to see it just yet. I will let you guys see the inside of it, so you have it. So I'm going to switch over in maps for y'all. Maybe, if I can. Okay, do y'all see a tavern now?
Yes.
Scroll down towards the bottom, because that's where the entrance is, where you all are. Let me go ahead and I will switch over to some different music. I think I have some tavern music in here. Let's try this. And you see in this room this bar to your right hand side. There's about a dozen tables scattered around the room. There is a group of people over to the left sitting. I maybe should have filled this whole thing up because there's actually way more than that around here. Because there's also a bartender that you don't see right now. But there is the inside of this tavern. Like I said, it's 3 stories tall, but it's sort of hollow, like in the middle. There's like a 12-foot ceiling right here, like with some what are the words? Some girders up across the top. They're not girders because they're not steel, but they're like wooden rafters up there holding it up. There's this spiral staircase that you can see towards the back of the room that leads up to a landing for the 2nd floor. There's some doors up there. It looks like there might be some rooms in that general direction. And there is a band playing over in the corner. They look a little disheveled. The music is mostly in tune, but maybe not always in tune. But they seem to be enjoying themselves. They're having fun. It's 3 half-elves trying their hardest to just play and enjoying themselves. What do you do as you walk in?
Does it look like the kind of place that has a bar that you go up to and order, or more of like a take a seat kind of establishment?
Looking around the space, there's like that charm is reflected here on the inside, but like very plainly. There's not a lot of decor around the room. I think that you would probably assume this is a place you got to walk up to be served.
At the bar?
Or
Okay, yeah. Easily enough, you walk up. You see a dragonborn there who is serving. And I should have had this name somewhere.
so there's a half elf and a dragonborn. Can they be like versions of us in a different timeline? like they look like us but with mustaches or something.
I bet they could be. You see this dragonborn who he only looks like Al in general form. This person may or may not be as active as Al. They're a little squattier in their body type and rounder, have a huge smile in their face as you walk up and greet you all, welcomes you in. Is there anything I can get you?
What's your finest?
Doubt.
Oh, finest? Are you sure about that?
What is it?
Food or drink?
Both.
Well, I think right now we've got a fine wine that we've just got in. I think we just got in a purple cinder red wine from the Lionette Vineyard in Comorta. That's about 50 gold per bottle. We've also got this Stassman's Truscan Sunrise white wine. That's about 45 gold per bottle. If you're into ale, I really am a fan of the Trust. It's a darker ale, sweet to the taste. It's from Trostenwald. Food-wise, do an exotic or like sort of run-of-the-mill? Any?
Let's say we went with the white wine. What would you pair with it?
So we have some connoisseurs of fine drinks here. Honestly, I would stick with something simple if you're gonna do that. Maybe just we've got really nice fresh bread harvested right here. All the wheat is harvested right here in Zadash, and maybe pair that with just like I think I would just do the beet soup, honestly. It's not fancy, but it is good. I mean, if you want exotic, though, I mean, maybe the sauerbraten, if you're a meat eater. It's a Zimnian dish. It's like some pickled horse meat with cabbage.
Horse meat.
Are those faces like on? Is that really your face? Okay.
Oh no.
So no from Ramian, but Al the Dragonborn.
Is horse meat a common thing in here? I don't know if I've ever had. I'm from the sea. I don't know much about that.
I mean, I think if you, it's a Zimnian dish, so a little further up north, it's a thing that they do. But I mean, we welcome everyone here, so. We could maybe some dumplings. Actually, what we're really famous for, and maybe this would go with. I don't know that it goes with the wine.
Would it go with the red?
Maybe more so. We really like pickling vegetables around here. We've got nice little trays of, carrots, onions, obviously cucumbers. But
Obviously.
yeah,
Zana, I'm going to leave this up to you. You seem like you know more about this.
Would you prefer white or red?
Who?
Y'all. Do you have a preference? Okay, we'll go with the red wine and a tray of the pickled vegetables to start and go from there. I have a feeling we haven't really eaten much.
Yeah.
So we'll probably add on some entrees after that, but for an appetizer, that sounds delicious.
okay. Sorry, I was checking a couple of things. Can you tell me, the DM, what you just said, so like I can make sure I get it right?
The red wine and
Okay.
then the pickled veggie
Okay.
platter tray
All right. That's only.
board.
You know what? Let's just call it 50 gold if you're gonna get that bottle. I'll bring out those as soon as I
I
can.
got it. I'm going to give you 100 Electra.
I just realized I was on mute this entire time.
Oh,
So, a glass of your finest water. I've said it like 5 times. And like, no one's responding to my finest water.
nice.
Someone really doesn't want the finest water here. That makes
Oh.
sense.
Yeah, of course we can do that for sure. Do you like lemonade? We have lemonade as well. If
What's that?
Ooh, lemonade.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm going to drink wine, but I would
Let's
also
do that.
like a
Let's do the lemonade thing. That sounds great.
That feels extravagant.
I don't know if I know what fantasy lemonade is. Sorry. Yeah, that works. Let's do lemonade.
It's like dire lemons.
Squeeze
I-
from the
I will
desert's
say-
lemons from
you,
the trees.
Ramian, you would have had lemonade for sure. Being from the coast, like there's imports that come in through
Oh, okay.
where you are,
Then
so
yeah,
it's not super uncommon, but that's up to you if you like it.
It feels like home, so I want some lemonade.
Yeah,
Let's do some lemonade.
of course, a couple lemonades coming right up then, and I'll get you a water too on the side. And he's already turned around and grabbed the bottle of red wine from a cellar nearby. Brings it back immediately. I'll have the tray out to you shortly.
Fantastic, thank you.
Of course, you're welcome.
Head to a table.
And where do you sit? I
Which
realize
one?
we got to close out
Dead
soon,
center?
but
Dead center? Or this one? The big one? That too obnoxious? Where's the music? Is that lower left or upper right?
upper left actually.
You want a good
It's-
view of the stage, Ramian?
When you said the big one, is that obnoxious? That was the little stage, right?
Yeah, the big
it's a
one is
stage.
actually a stage in the corner. Sorry, I just
Okay.
didn't put the people up there. Let me,
Okay.
let me
Wait, so are the musicians that...
switch so y'all can see. The musicians are
Okay.
up there right now, trying to get through some songs.
Okay, we'll pick that one.
Okay, so not at the front of the stage, but nearby. And there's a couple other groups. There's a few other groups that aren't on this map, but they are. This room has, in addition to the people that you can see right now, there's like 6 other people in this room. They're scattered across those other tables. And you sit here, and within a few moments, your food arrives, a tray with those things. I hope you all enjoy, and let me know if you need anything else. We're preparing some dumplings for dinner in a little while. If you're still here, then feel free. I believe there's also we'll also have a soup coming out. It's not horse, but there are some cattle here as well. So we've got a sort of beef soup as well as the beet soup. Just be clear when you ask for it. And they are ready to walk away.
Rayman, do you want to perform? Later, like when it's more crowded?
Yeah, maybe later.
Should we ask if that's like a thing? Get your name on the list for busier clock time?
Yeah. Wait, so what was the deal with this place? Was this the place that was famous or something? Was this the one that had the live music scene?
I think this was just the first place we saw when we got into town. And then when we asked about it at the inn, they were like, oh, you wouldn't want to go there. And it was just very clearly like their competition.
And Forzana on the way into town also clocked that this might be a place to stop and wasn't sure if like they were going to have good food or not. And I think, can you remind me, Forzana, you said that it was good and you weren't sure if that was true. And then it became confusing because the other innkeeper was like, oh no, you wouldn't want to go there. And it was clearly like not true.
Yeah, there were like undertones of our place is better, but I got the sense that this actually had really good food.
Yeah. And I will say already from like the stuff that they've mentioned, they're clearly more versed in having options. The other place did not have any options when you were there talking to them. And you don't know if you've heard everything that they have to offer, but this is clearly already more options than the other place. You sit, you enjoy your drinks. I know we have to go soon, and I know there's going to be an ad that plays for us real soon if we don't go. I'm going to snooze it for now, so we got like...
Does it help us if we get to the ad?
No, it doesn't matter. We can go before the ad and not make people sit through that. I will say that you were sitting here for a little while, enjoying your food. Any conversation that comes up. And also, if you'd like to like look around the room to get more vibes about like what this place is or how it's going, just make a perception check. Unless you have like a ridiculous passive perception.
Eight, 18?
Okay.
I want to know if anyone's like looking at us.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 19.
Ooh,
Okay.
we are aware.
Lisbeth?
7.
7? Okay.
I was gonna say it's the wine, but then a
So
7.
Lisbeth, you're enjoying the conversation that's being had at the table, and you're not really focused on anything else other than your friend sitting at the table with you. The rest of you can tell that there's a couple lively conversations around. There's one table nearby that has it looks like they're playing a game, like just 2 tables over from you. Really just one table, like catty corner from you. I forgot how to ping things. This thing right here, if you can see that mark. This table has, right next to you, has some sort of game going on over there. You're not sure what they're playing, but they're clearly like gambling with each other a little bit. That's the liveliest conversation in the room. And I will say, how long do you think you're sitting here?
I don't know, probably an hour at least, right? We got a whole bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And lemonade.
Yeah.
And plans for more food.
Okay. I think about 30 minutes go by, and maybe you're not thinking about more food yet, but you do see that someone from, with those rolls, you notice when someone from the lower table in the bottom corner that has some characters at it, which I don't know what happened to one of them. One of them disappeared. Did one of y'all move them? Is that even possible? Did I delete them? I don't know. There were 3 people sitting there. They get up together as a group, and you notice them move towards the bar. With the highest was a 19, right? I think what do we have? Was it 16, 17, 19? 16, 18, 19, something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
I think all of you then can hear this conversation that's a little quiet. And this group of people seems to be pressuring the bartender at the moment about something. And you overhear them say, "You're going to pay, or we're going to make sure that your place is taken care of." And you hear the bartender respond with, you know that I can't do that right now. I can't make that decision myself. I'm only part or owner. I don't actually have access to any funds right now. I don't have authorization to do that. And you hear them say, like, "You're gonna have to wait till Lauren is in," and she's not. I'm sorry. And they continue the conversation. You hear them threaten them again with more violence. "Look, we're not going to raid around all day. We're going to be here for just a little while longer. If you don't come up with it, we're going to have a problem." And they go back to the corner to sit down. What is your group doing? They seem to have returned to their seats and just talking amongst themselves, new drinks in hand.
That didn't seem too friendly.
Who had the 19? That was...
I did.
Okay, Al, from your vantage point, I would say that you also notice while hearing this conversation, you scan the room a little bit, and you notice that there's another group in the corner who's also taken an interest in that conversation. I will say they're dressed very differently. They're more noble in their clothing, I would say. It's much finer garments. They look like they can handle themselves, but they look different. They're not Red Brand soldiers. They're not Dwendalian Empire soldiers, but they carry themselves with a different authority. The group that you saw looks more roguish, I would say, in their character. Mostly dressed in black. It's it's not at all inconspicuous that they're dressed in all black leathers and flowing robes, like hood. One of them still has their hood up in here trying to hide their face. But you saw the other group take notice of them, and that's
You
kind
mean
of
take
it.
notice? Do you mean like they were?
They were just keeping a watchful eye. It seemed like they would not take their eyes off the conversation as it was happening.
Okay.
If you want to roll an insight check for me.
Sure. That's the wrong one. Insight. Actually, could have. Oh, nat 20, 23.
Okay.
Wow.
This is a little bit
Thanks,
of
Mike.
perception and insight, but you see that while that's happening, you see one of the men there sort of pull the robe that they're wearing, the overgarment that they're wearing, to the side and place their hand on their sword, like they're ready to move if they have to. But they sort of just never move their hand off of it, and as the group walks away, they return their hand to the table and onto their beer.
I guess would I be able to see if they're watching the group rather than the bartender?
They're watching the group more than the bartender.
I want to get up and go to the bar. I mean, or I'm gonna say, anybody need anything?
The bread he talked about sounds really good. Lisbeth has like missed all of this and like doesn't understand why everyone's on edge.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see what's up with the bread. I'll be back. I go to the bartender and I say, "Hey, can I get a little bit more lemonade? And can we get a little bit more bread?" And I couldn't help but notice that there was some tension right there. Is everything okay? Something we can talk about? Are you in trouble?
In like the quietest tone possible, the quietest whisper to you, it's not trouble. It's just what we owe. It's just the fee that we have to give if we want to stay protected. I don't have it at the moment, but I will soon, hopefully. As soon as Lauren's back, I'll take care of it. Sort of just I mean, I'm not happy about it. It's just a protection racket. But it's kind of the cost of doing business.
And who are those folks over there dressed fancier?
You can tell they don't want to answer that. Like immediately they shift their eyes away from that group. That's no one. They're friendly. They definitely don't mean any harm.
Okay.
But I think they'd rather not have any attention drawn to them if they don't have to.
Okay, understood. Just want to check in. We're really enjoying the lemonade and the bread. I do like a little knock on the bar. Be like, okay, we'll be over there if you need anything. Gonna go over there. Not as awkward as that, but yeah, I head back over to the table and I fill the team in on what I found out.
Okay.
It's a protection racket, one of those, you know. So,
That's weird. That group over there was also watching.
I know that I thought that was weird too, but he said that they're friends. He said that it's fine.
Well, they didn't seem very nice friends.
Yeah.
Should I ask Eldas to go listen in?
Good idea. Should I ask
Hang out on
Kiwi
the
to come
stairs
join you
nearby?
too?
Oh, like on the top.
We-
That's fun.
Should I ask Kiwi to come help too?
It depends. Are we trying to keep it sneaky or, you know?
So,
I mean,
I just
honestly, a
imagine people
moose
drinking, and this moose appears and just stares at them.
would distract from the fact that there's an owl inside.
Very true.
But it's a high ceiling though. It'll be up there.
Oh, put the moose in, put him in the ceiling. Sorry, I thought I was I thought I was making him pop next to their chairs. So like they were just drinking. All of a sudden, this moose just appears and just.
That would be. Oh, we gotta save that like as a battle tactic where we just put a moose in front of them, get behind them real quick.
Just run away. Kiwi, be my meat shield.
All right. You're
I feel like
welcome
we should
to
hang out a little bit more here to see what happens.
Should we go? Like, I don't know. Is it really good people, or are they just like? If it's a protection racket, why don't we just kick them out?
I don't know. Do we want to get involved in like the politics here?
Well, okay.
I feel like we have a lot on our
Let me
plate
go-
right now.
Let
so
me
we
go
should-
talk to the other people who are watching them and see if they want to talk to us about those things.
I don't know. He seemed much more nervous about those people. Like he didn't want to talk about them all. He said they're friends. I feel like I like her just sitting here and watching what happens. And
Okay.
should we need to intervene?
Why don't we send a round to the other table, like a round of drinks to the other table? Maybe they'll come over and talk to us.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? What was that wine that we just bought? Let's buy one
Red.
of those.
I'm gonna pause you
Do
for
you
a
want to buy
second,
them?
just because we are gonna hit this ad again in a second unless I snooze it. Do you want to play for 5 more minutes, or do you want to call it here?
Might should call it here.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call. Sorry, it's gonna go to an ad break probably before I even finish talking, but maybe not. But I appreciate you being here tonight with us. We will continue to see what happens next time. We won't be playing next Wednesday. We already know that. But we will try to come back the Wednesday after that and play some more D&D and figure out how Zadash is doing on February 26th. That's when we'll be back. But we really appreciate you watching. We stream to YouTube and Twitch now, so follow us wherever you can. If you're here on Twitch and you want to like turn off the ads, you can subscribe to us. We appreciate
You should
that.
enjoy these products that are coming.
Ramian doesn't know it, but he has some things to contribute that we'll talk about in just a moment.
Oh shit.
But thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. And we'll see you all again very soon.